All right. Now, let's say that I wanted to store all of the colors of the rainbow in my program to use later. Well, right now, the best way I know how to do that is using variables. So I guess I could make a variable called color1, set that equal to red, color2, orange, color, 3, yellow? This is so much work. Surely there's an easier way to store multiple values at once instead of just one at a time with a variable. Well, lo and behold, there is. And it's a very common data structure called a list. Now, what a list is it's a way to store multiple values in one data structure. So instead of storing each of these in individual variables, we could create one variable with a list in it. Now, the way we do that is by doing something like making a variable called colors, and then setting it equal to, in the way we would any other variable, a pair of square brackets. Now, these square brackets are the way we declare a list. Use square brackets to declare. Let me just write that down. So for colors, we could do red, we could do orange, we could do yellow. And notice how each of these are strings, just like how they were right up here, but they're separated by commas. Well, that's actually how we get these lists to store multiple values. Now, it's not like we only have to add strings to lists, however. Even if we had a string in a different variable, or an integer over here, we could add that and our code would run fine. As a matter of fact, if we wanted to print colors, we would just print it like we would anything else, and it shows up like this. So in your list, it doesn't also need to be all the same data structure. It doesn't all need to be present here and not like a variable. Let me make an example. So color 4, green. Instead of 1, let's do color 4 and run it. And over here, we now have a list. So say later in the program, I wanted to try and print out a specific color, not the entire list like over here. Well, let's say for this example, I wanted to print out red. Well, how would I get this value of red outside of this list? Because right now, when I print the list, it prints out all the values, not just red or orange or yellow or green. So the way we get just one value from a list is by writing the name of the variable and then right after the name of the variable, so attached to it, we would do square brackets. And in those square brackets, we need to put an integer. Now, it might be easy to think, well, red is the first item in this list, so maybe I'll just do 1. Well, now you guys can see that we actually get orange, which is supposed to be the second element. Wait, do you guys remember for loops? Yeah, if you do, you probably remember that they start counting from 0. So they go from 0 to the length minus 1. Now, this same thing is true for lists. So that means if you want to get the first item in a list, you have to do index 0. And also to clarify, when I say index, I just mean doing the variable name and then these little square brackets and then a number inside for the index that your item is at. But now you can see that we get red. And since we now know that the list goes from 0 to length minus 1, and this list is 4 long, we could do 4 minus 1, which is 3, to get the last element over here, green. Now if we run this, we do get green. And this is a basic overview of a list in Python.